The date is September 12th, 1997. Survivor Bella Lebovic, maiden name Solomon. Viewer Naomi Rappaport, the city the Bronx, the state New York, country USA, language English. My name is Naomi Rappaport, Naomi Rappaport, and today is September 12th, 1997. I am conducting an interview with Bella Lebovic, maiden name Solomon, in the Bronx, New York, USA. Good afternoon, Mrs. Lebovic.
Hello, dear.
Thank you very much for welcoming us to your home and sharing your experiences with us. What is your name?
My name is Bella Lebovic.
Could you please spell it?
Lebovic.
And how do you spell Bella?
Bella.
And what was your name when you were born?
Solomon. Solomon. Solomon.
And was your first name Bella when you were born?
Yes.
Did you have any other names?
No.
Did you have any nicknames?
No.
And your birth date?
October 30th, 1927.
And how old are you?
I'm going to be 70 in October.
And where were you born?
I was born in Czechoslovakia.
In what city?
Znatsevo.
And could you spell Znatsevo for us?
Znavon. V. Znatsevo. Znatsevo. Z-N-A-V. Oh my God. Again. Znatsevo. Z-N-A-C-E-V-O. Znatsevo. So long that I'm away from there. Over 60 years that I'm away from there. No, over 55. My parents come from Czechoslovakia.
From Znatsevo as well?
No, my father is from Znatsevo. My mother comes from Serednje.
And how do you spell Serednje?
S-E-R-E-D-E-N-E.
And what were your parents' names?
My mother was Leia Lebovic, also Lebovic. My father was Meyer Solomon.
And how large was Znatsevo? How big a place was it?
Must have been 400 families in there.
400 total families or just Jewish families?
No, mixed. Jewish families, we must have been about 150 or so.
And what did your father do?
My father, we were farmers. We had a farm there. We farmed.
How large a farm?
He also used to. We had a lot of property. We were the whole family, brothers. My father had there four brothers and also a sister in the same town living, and we owned a lot of property in that town. Our family.
Were all of them
Heritated. They weren't all of the farmers, but they had a lot of property. And yeah, usually, but they really, some of them went out to work too, you know.
To do what kind of work?
Even my father used to go out working used to bring food, product from Czechoslovakia, from Prague. With all kind of stuff, sugar and foods.
And where did he bring it to?
To the stores in our town. We had a couple of stores in the town.
And what was grown on the farm?
Oh, everything. Potatoes, wheat, carrots, that's in the garden only, I'm talking about carrots. But otherwise potatoes, a lot of wheat, corn on the cob, a lot. And except that we had a big garden We had cucumbers, and we were 8 children. We lived on the garden. Cucumbers, potato, cabbage, everything that you needed.
What happened to the corn and the wheat? What did they do with the corn and the wheat?
We took it off and we cooked it, and we.
Was it for personal consumption?
This was for personal. Everything was for we never we saw only the things from the garden, our garden. We had everything for ourselves. Usually from the out that he had property, out of the garden, like in the forest or whatever. That's where we used to sell.
And what did you sell from the forest?
Potatoes, also corn, wheat, a lot of wheat. We used to, we used to have a big farm.
Did you have a flour mill as well?
Well, there wasn't a flour mill, but a mill that the town that we did make from the growth, you have to take off the wheat. That's we had for that a machine, and then when it's wheat, then it goes to a whatever you said just now, the mill. Yeah, but we had.
Did you own the machine, or was it a?
No, that was a town machine. Yeah.
And you said forests. What was else in the forest other than things that you grew?
No, only food. A lot of food, only food. Potatoes, wheat, corn, pumpkins.
Did you sell? Where did you sell? To a market or to stores or to private people?
No, the private people came and bought. 10 meters. They called it meter. They called it pounds, and they took it.
From the house? From a store?
No. We usually the corn we used to sell like the whole thing the way it is, and they took it off. They took it off. So less work.
Did you have people working for you? Did your father?
Well, we did give it out for almost like half and half to be done. But before we got bigger and we did it ourselves, the children. But then when we were younger, my father took care of everything, but the people worked. And I used to go out with food every day for my father. Used to walk for 3-4 hours. They brought him the food wherever I went, to which property I went.
Who worked for your father?
Well, they didn't work for my father. They didn't buy it. My father gave the corn or the potato or the wheat. He gave that everything. And those people they worked, they did almost everything, and they took like half away, half and half. That's the way it worked there.
Would you say it's like on consignment?
Well, it's like or a quarter or half, whatever, how you make it up. Whenever it's ready, they take their part, and the rest was ours.
And who were the people?
From the town people.
Were they Jews or non-Jews?
No, Jews, non-Jews, mixed, yeah.
Were you considered a wealthy family?
I think so. Not a millionaire, but we were wealthy. I don't know how many millions. I don't know I don't know how it was million, because there was checks money, and $25,000 was a lot of money, and it was given at least, if not more, for a trousseau for a girl. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We had a lot of property.
What was the town like? Who lived there?
I think the Ukraine people were there, from Ukraine. A lot.
And what language was it?
Ukraine. They spoke like Russian, Ukraine. I don't know how it's like between Russia and Ukraine.
Anyone speak Czech?
Oh yeah, we spoke Czech. Yeah, there were Czechs too there. There were a lot of Czechs living too, but most of them were Ukraine.
And what was the economy of the town? What did most people do in Latseva?
farming. It was a farm.
What did Znatsevo look like?
Beautiful. Now when I came home, they made the highway.
In the town itself?
Yeah.
What kind of houses were there?
The houses were already, they're rebuilding now there.
When you were growing up?
When I was growing up, there was nice little houses, you know. We had a bedroom in the front. In the middle, we had a big kitchen with where the oven was to bake. And then in the back was another bedroom. Then we had another room, little room in the side. And then was another room for especially put the food away, except that we had a lot of food on our, I don't know how they call it, from Boydem, how they call it? Yes, a lot of wheat, dry fruit. My father used to prepare. Well, we were, 8 children. Dry fruit, plum, prunes, a lot of apple, which was put in the wheat so it doesn't get frozen. Pears, dry pears, bags, which for the winter was prepared. Yeah, my father used to bring that from Prague or wherever he went. But
how many were you in your house? How many lived there?
We were 10.
That's with your parents?
Yes.
And did your mother have help, or did she do all her own work?
Well, I just remember that we were helping. I don't remember she should have any help. I don't remember that she should have. We helped her out. She had help. The sisters came. Her sisters came always to help out.
Why her? They didn't have such big.
Well, my mother was the oldest one. She was the oldest one from the girls. So when my mother had a child, or whatever happened, always one of the sisters had to come and help out. That's how there was. Also, when it came Easter, Pesach, they used to come and sew dresses for us, the sister, my aunts. That's how it was.
Were they much younger than your mother?
Well, they were, sure, they were much younger. My mother comes from a very big family. My mother had 12 sisters and brothers.
What else did the town look like? Was there a synagogue?
Yeah, oh, sure. Beautiful synagogue. Oh, sure. There was a synagogue. There was a big church. Very nice, which I used to go a lot in. A lot in. I did everything. I was all over. That's because that's me. That was me. I like to know everything. I was there. I was there. I was always there. Nobody got married without me.
In the church. What kind of a synagogue was it? What kind of show was it?
Nice. Not just like they have here, synagogues with the upstairs the woman and downstairs the man. Nice.
And who were the big machers in the?
They had a gabba. They had a for the shul. They had a mikvah, the one she was for the mikvah. They had. There
was a woman who watched the mikvah?
The mikvah, right, the mikvah they called it. And there was a gabba that watched the shul, and there was there was about 4 or 5 people that was taking care of the shul.
And who was the head of the kahillah? Who were the big machers in the kahillah?
Well, the gabba, I think, was, but I don't remember the names.
Was it the wealthy people or the educated people who were the machers?
I think the wealthy. I think. And the way I remember.
Where did most of the wealth come from?
A lot of them were selling cows. How does this? Sachrim. Yeah, a lot of them were sachrim. Yeah, they going on the flea where the cows. How they call it? On the market. A lot of them.
Did you have electricity in your house?
No, we did not. No.
What about water?
Not in the house, no. We had a whale outside. In the front of the house was a brin, a whale. A whale, they call it, a whale? Yeah.
Was there any electricity in the town at all?
I don't know. I don't remember how it was. I don't think so. I think whatever there was connected must be connected from Mukac. From Mukac there was something like the phone or whatever they had. They must have a connection from the big town.
Did you have a telephone?
I think there was a phone in the tar house or whatever they called it. Yes, I think.
In your own house, did you have a phone?
No way. No way. No.
Were the street in which you lived, who were your neighbors?
My neighbors? Both sides Ukraine. Yes.
And what
Very nice people.
What was your relationship with them?
Very nice. From when we walked out of the house to the street, from the right side, there was they called it, they were Mlenska, they called it. And she loved my mother. My mother had a lot of varicose veins. So always busted and the blood used to, so she used to come with bread fast to put it on, it should stop.
Bread.
Cornbread,
Did you visit her too? What was your Ukrainian neighbor's name?
Mlenska.
Minska?
Mlenska. M-L. She also, when they took us away, it was exactly Pesach. That was already the last day. They took us exactly when Pesach finished. We had the dishes already outside to wash and to put it away. Usually that's what we did. We put all the dishes, usually the Pesach dishes, near the veil, and that's near the well, and that's where we used to wash it and put it away in the sukkah. We had a sukkah outside built. And that was, our Pesach was off, and the Christian Easter just came that Sunday. That was a Sunday when they took us away. And that Christian Easter came out, and they took us away. 2 days later, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, this lady, this Mlinskula, came over on the back. She made believe that she went on the market. And she bought all the pascha, all the bread that they baked for themselves. They brought us to the ghetto, this lady.
Did you
Nice
visit
people.
back and forth to each other's homes?
Well, where? When after his?
Was there a social, no, not after, during, as you were growing up, was there a social relationship between?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
the children play?
Yeah. We went together to kindergarten. Matter of fact, I bit off one of the children almost a finger. I thought he has a Christian child, I thought he has a candy, and that I must be 5, 6 years. But I damaged us. I really, not wanted, but we were together, friends, very much so. Yeah.
What language was spoken in your house?
Home only Yiddish.
And to these.
We spoke. I spoke very good Ukrainian, whatever. Very good. I really was speaking good because I used to mingle around a lot, especially.
And your father?
Yiddish.
And, was he involved in the show?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. He was once a Gaba too there. Yeah, they were changing. Yeah.
But what was Jewish life like for you in your home, other than speaking Yiddish? What holidays did you celebrate?
All of them.
You said you had a sukkah.
All of them. We had a built sukkah. We had a sukkah built, and we were living summer in it. With a stove, whatever stove there was with the wood. We were living summer. We were eating there summer and living, except sleeping in our house. It was behind, was like this. There was the house, and then was like a place for the wood that we'd burned, for heating and so on. And then there was a built sukkah, and that sukkah had the roof, you call it, you could close, and there was sukkahs, we opened it. And when there was the whole year, it was closed. Automatically, it was made like built.
And what were the walls made of?
Oh, they were built with bricks. The bricks were made, I think they wasn't made from such a good cement that they make it now, but it was bricks.
And did you sleep in it on sukkahs?
And there, I don't remember how it was if we slept in it, but we were eating there and everything was going completely kashrut because my father was a fanatic, really, very religious, very religious.
What about your other holidays? Which was your favorite
Or
holiday?
Pesach,
Why?
because I got a new dress, and new shoes.
Who made the dress?
My aunts. My mother bought pieces of material in the town, wherever she bought it. See, my mother used to go out with butter, cheese to, excuse me. She used to go out butter and cheese to sell to the cities, and that's where she got the money. That's where she bought little pieces of material, and that's when the dresses were made.
Did you have any say in how the dresses were designed?
And they were designed beautiful because I was so skinny, such a figure. Anything that they made, it was really good on me. And especially, I used to call it dierenroll because it was made so it was flying away. Everything was made very nice, and it was that the material like a georgette, like it was. And you know what's happened once? Once I went and fell on the street where they whited with tar. And I got sitting there, and the dress was there, remained, and I got stuck with no dress the whole year. Accident I had.
A Pesach dress.
A Pesach dress. It was very hard. It wasn't like there, but it was special. The Pesach dress was special.
What else happened on Pesach? Who came to you for Pesach?
I don't think we got. We had our own seder. The children and father and mother.
What was Shabbat?
Oh, Shabbat was very special because, first of all, I had to be very strict, which I wasn't. I did anything that I did. That's the way I was. When my father wasn't there, I was there. So when he came home once and he saw me picking up an apple from the floor, not to tear off, only to pick up. He was killed. Not to take it off from the tree, only to pick up from the floor. And he came in and he said, "This apple fell today, and you're not supposed to touch that apple." He almost killed me. We couldn't comb our hair on Shabbos. We couldn't take a broom in our hand on Shabbos to do nothing. That was Shabbos.
Who cooked for Shabbos?
My mother cooked for Shabbos, and my mother baked. The Friday somebody came in to help her with the Thursday night with the she baked like 20 breads, big ones. For the whole week it was baked, and also cholent was put in the oven. It was put in big pots of cholent. So because my father used to come in from shul always with 3-4 people, which they didn't have room to sleep in the house, so they slept in the. It was like where the hay was, not where the cows. It was the hay, the shire they used to call it. And he used to come in and he used to say, "Laya, Mr. Haragis, na bissl Wasser in the soup." That means you have to put in another cup or 2 of water in the soup, because I brought people from the shul for supper. There were people that poor people that they came to the town.
Were they people who lived in the town? Or
No, passing through. No, not lived in the town, no. The people, the poor, that they lived in the town, we used to bring food. We used to change families to bring in, like, old people. There was no homes like here. Somebody was sick in the backyard in a little house. Somebody took her in, or him, and helped out. But we used to bring the food. one for Shabbos, one for Wednesday, one for Thursday, one for Friday. That's how food was brought over for our people that they were getting old and had nobody to be helped. They helped a little.
What was served on
Hmm?
Shabbos? What kind of meal was it?
Oh, our meal? Oh, chulent. Shabbos,
No,
during the
Friday
day?
night.
Friday night soup.
Just soup?
Soup, and lokshen, and farfel. The what do you call it? The farfel, you know, the farfel. And as much as chicken you had. But my mother, she made everything that it was just better than meat. She used to put in the soup something like it was from the dough, but it wasn't the soup. But it was so good that you didn't want the meat. What you wanted, she was a very good cook. My mom, you know, everything was terrific. That was Friday night.
Was there any special ritual that you followed on
Well,
Friday?
Kiddush we did, you know, and that was Friday night. We did
you sing
Kiddush.
Zmirot?
Friday night.
Who sang?
Oh, everybody was at the table. There was no different.
Do you
Most of the
remember
boys.
any of the Zmirot that you
Not really, not really. You know, so many years. What we did. And Shabbos Nacht was Avdola, and you had to be there. We had to make the brocha. You know, everything was done. And then Saturday, Shabbos, we had cholent. Every Saturday there was cholent done.
What was in the cholent?
Oh, our cholent was barley, beans, and bones, a lot of bones. The cholent was delicious, really, because it was the whole night in the oven, where the bread was baked.
Of the other holidays, what most fondest memory of, other than Pesach?
I know that I was Yom Kippur. I almost fainted once when I had to fast. That I remember. I liked sukkahs a lot. I like a lot sukkahs because it was very, you know, everything was different and the food was different. And when you're young, especially there in the Cape, the air is out of the world good there. It's very good air there. And there, you know, I was a big eater always. I was whoever sees me now doesn't believe that it's me because I was always very skinny. Now I became.
Was there a holiday that was special to you as a child? Children's holiday?
I don't know. The Hanukkah, we didn't make big things like they do it here. We put on the candles. I don't remember they should give presents, but my mother used to make donuts a lot, donuts. Also potato latkes a lot that I know she made. And Purim, we had very fun. Purim, we were making fun of everybody. Purim was the main thing that I enjoyed really, because Purim they used to make Purimspiels, and they used to make in town, in the how do you call it? The bar, in the Yiddish, where they had the bars.
Oh, the shed.
They emptied that out and we made shows in there. And everybody was making fun of everybody. One made fun of the Schiester, one made fun of the Schiester, that means the shoemaker, one made fun of the blind one. That was the time that we really enjoyed it, Purim.
We're going to change our tape now.
Okay.
Tape number 2, interview with Bella Lebovic, maiden name Solomon, September 12th, 1997. Did older people, did adults participate in Purim spiels as well, or was it just the children?
I think the younger people.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Czech school. I went to the Cheder in the mornings, or maybe only, I don't remember how it was with the Cheder. Maybe I went only Sunday and at night twice. But I went to Czech school.
And who else went with you? Whether
Well, we had a school, a Czech school. There was a Russian school, a Russian school also.
but to the
So,
Czech school, who
To
went
Czech
with you?
school, my family,
Were there Czechs going there or just Jews?
I think most of the Jewish people went to the Czechoslovakia school, Czech school, yeah.
And who was teaching?
Also, there were also Ukrainian children coming in there. Teachers, Czech teachers.
Did you have Jewish teachers at all?
Not in the school, no. Not in the Czech school, no. The Jewish teachers were only in the Cheder. No, not in the Czech school, no.
And how many hours did you spend in school?
Maybe 5-6 hours. I think we were 9. We came home about 2 or something.
And where did you eat? In school?
3.
Or what?
No, we took a sandwich with us to the school for lunch. Yeah,
How far was the school from?
not far. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Not far. It wasn't town. Excuse me, dear.
This
Excuse
was
me.
a public school?
Yeah,
And
public. Yeah.
was religion taught in the school?
No, not in the Czech school. No, not a word of religion. No religion. No, dear.
So when did you go to Cheder?
I think I did go to Cheder at night. I think after school I went to Cheder. I think I came home and I ate something and I had to go into Cheder for 2 hours. I don't remember exactly, but I know I went to Cheder.
Did the Jewish children play much with the Czech children in the school?
Yeah.
What'd you play? What kind of game?
Well,
did you play?
like children. I used to go to my neighbors. I used to play with the children. The girls, boys, I used to. Not everybody did, but I did it. Not,
Why you?
not everybody. I was very, very social. I used to do everything. I used to crochet gloves and the socks. I used to spin, which not all of our people did, the Jewish people. I used to weave. I used to do everything that everybody did.
Did people not do it because it was forbidden?
Maybe their parents forbid them. I don't know.
Did your
I was
parents
very
allow you
active.
to do this?
My parents allowed me. My father allowed me.
How aware were you of what was going on in Germany
Yeah.
in the early 30s?
Yeah. My mother used to say that something is going on. Not aware, but something's going on, and they are catching Polish girls, and they are killing them, things like that. But we didn't know what's going on, really. We don't know where of
Did you get
Germany.
newspapers in your house?
No. Any news that came out, they used to do it with the drum and announcing it whenever they on the street. No, and
Who
I
did?
didn't read.
Who brought the news?
Somebody who belongs, like here is a post office. This is the man that he did it every morning. He brought out the news because there was no radio there that time.
Every morning somebody came
Every morning, 9 or 10 or whatever, when there was news, they were announcing it. That was the news.
Did
Yeah.
the name Hitler mean anything to you?
Not, I don't know, somehow it, not freely. Not freely. Not freely.
Was there much, were you experiencing any anti-Semitism in your town?
There was anti-Semitism, yes.
How did it manifest itself?
It was, yeah. They used to say Judée de Palestine, yeah. That means Jews to go to Palestine, yes. They used to, yeah. In my town, the children.
Did you have any personal experience with anti-Semitism?
Well, as I say, I heard it. And I was 16 that time, 15. So I should have understand already what was going on. When they said it, it wasn't kosher. But we were the good people. We let everything go. We thought everything will be good. It doesn't matter. As long as you don't pick your hands, everything will be good. As long as you don't hit nobody, everything will be good. But it wasn't right to do that way because we lived like dummies. Good dummies. Good, smart.
Did you know when Hitler went into Sudetenland?
No,
You didn't
no.
go there. Did any refugees come to your town?
Well, they picked out my uncle from the town, and he was from one father and mother, my uncle, my father's, because my father's family was in town. They picked up my uncle, and they said he's Polish, that he was born in Poland, just to do, you know, whatever they wanted to do. They picked up the whole family, and they disappeared for a while. For a while, they disappeared. They were going around like my husband was going around in the fields and in the who knows where they were sent away somewhere to Russia. Who knows where they were. They took him out of the town. My uncle.
Out of which town?
My town.
Out of
It's not several. My uncle. I'm telling you, the brothers were living in.
Who took him out?
Maybe the Hungarian, maybe the Ukraine. They were Sichakas. The Ukraine. They took him to Ukraine to study how to. We didn't know, but then we saw it. They took him to study how to do with the Jews away. They teach them.
Who's this?
Well,
Did they take to?
the Ukraine, where there was now that Chernobyl.
Yes.
That's where that's where the Christian boys from us was taken away. The one they were more educated, the one they were going to higher school, and they teach them. We call them Sichakas. They were taught how to take away the Jews and to do Sichak.
Sichak?
That's how we call it, the Sichakas. Yeah, Sichakas.
But this was in after Hungary.
Everything in Hungary. Everything in
But
Hungary.
before that, before the
Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia,
Yeah.
did anybody come from Western Czechoslovakia to?
Not to our town.
To your town?
No, never.
And were you
Not that
aware
I
of what
remember.
was going on in Western Czechoslovakia?
I don't know where, but as I say, they will go and talking about that they raping Jewish girls all over the world, and they're killing Jewish girls. But that's all we knew. That's all we knew. But we didn't know where, who, what is doing it. Really didn't know it.
When were you subject to the first laws, anti-Jewish laws?
No, there was no such a thing there. We were nobody tell me not to do nothing.
What happened when the Hungarians took over?
When they came, they took us.
No,
When they took over, nothing happened. Nothing. They didn't do nothing to us. Nobody did nothing to us till they didn't come and took us away.
Were there any rules or laws from the Hungarians?
No, not really. Not that I remember.
What happened in your school?
I went to school just like I went to Czech school.
The Czech school, was it still a Czech school?
It was still a Czech school.
And
Oh, I don't know. Maybe later it wasn't. Maybe later, but that because I finished my regular school, and I supposed to go away to school, but yeah, there was already going on. My mother was afraid to send me to school because of what's going on, and I didn't know what's going on. And I was young, I didn't care, and I still went there when I'm not supposed to go.
did anything ever happen?
Across the fields to go to my grandfather, walking. Nothing happened to me. No,
What
never.
about your family?
No, it happened to my family when they picked up. It happened a lot, but in the town it happened. But before it was, yeah. My mother used to dress me as I should look like Christian. I should bring and the cheese to the other towns. Yes, you see, it comes to me. About 2 years before, yeah, it was already shaky, yeah.
Did anything happen to your synagogue or to your
No,
leader?
no, the synagogue, no, not that I know.
Did anybody leave?
No, nobody left.
Did you ever discuss it? in your
Well,
family?
my mother wanted to go, my father didn't want to go.
Where did she want to go?
To Palestine, to Israel. My father didn't want to hear about it. He used to say they're not religious enough there for him. And they could have done because they had the money and everything, and they never wanted. My father didn't want it.
When did things begin to change?
Nothing changed. It's just, I was too young to think about it. Maybe they knew more, my parents. Nothing was, I didn't feel like there is a change of anything. Just that my mother used to dress me, because I look different, dark, different, Everybody thought I'm Italian or whatever, home even.
But after after the Hungarians came in,
Right.
when did things change completely?
It didn't change too much for me. I don't remember it should be changed. I just don't remember it should be changed.
What was the first difficult thing that happened?
Only when they took me away. That's when it's. That was April 1944.
How did that happen?
Well,
what was the event? What time of day did you find out?
they in the morning, as I said, the dishes were out. The Pesach dishes were out to be washed and put away, and we heard they were not. They said that the doctor killed himself. Our doctor, he was Jewish. He was a German, I think German Jew. He killed himself, and then he killed his wife, and then he killed the kids. So my father, he was a very smart man. He said, "Uh-oh, so schön etwas nicht geht," like that. "Uh-oh, something is going on." So he went, and we had my aunt's kids from my aunt, my father's sister's 2 kids for Pesach in my house. From Ungvar, Uzhhorod. This is another town, a big one. So we had the 2 kids there for Pesach, and he knew something is fishy. He says, "You know what? My sister, the oldest sister, and my uncle's other daughter, take the kids and go walk across the water and try to walk the kids home." And another cousin also. The whole town was family. This Bacheva block, there were always a lot of family because we had there 4 or 5 brothers, uncles, and my aunt. So, and they took the kids, and they wanted to walk across, 3 of them with the 2 kids, with the 2 kids. Martha, yeah. And there were the Sichakas waiting for them. They were already there, standing in the line and waiting, because they didn't even announce yet that they're going to take us. But they were already there, prepared. Nobody should go out from there. And I'm all over. I'm follow them. I wanted to see how they go over the water. I didn't go. My oldest sister, very oldest sister, went with my 2 cousins and with the 2, the one from the other town, the 2 children. So anyhow, they were there. And they said, if you don't go right away back, we shoot you. And they had guns, which I never knew that they know how to handle guns. I knew them. They disappeared for a while, but I knew those boys. Those Ukrainians, I knew them, but they weren't there for a while. But also they went to college, so you didn't know what's going on, where they're going. But I knew them because I knew they would. Lagerda, and this one and that one, the sons of those, and they said to my sister and my cousins and the 2 children with us, if you don't go right away back, on the spot you're going to be shot. So they came back, and the kids came with us to, whatever, when they took us. So about 2-3 hours later, there's again an announcement, or maybe 4 hours later. And they announced that every Jewish family should pack so much and not more. And they should go there in the school, there and there. Till 8 or 9 or 10, whatever, they should be there in school already. Just like that.
How much were you allowed to pack? Do you remember what you were allowed to pack?
I think everybody had to have 2 or 3 kilo in their hand. Kilo, that means like 6 pounds.
But they didn't care what was in there?
Oh, they said not to take no silver, no gold, to take off everything to leave everything in the houses. Everything should stay in the houses. Yeah, they did announce. Yeah. Matter of fact, when the gendarme came, with the feathers to take us to how was it? To make sure they came. They were going around to everybody to tell fast. You have to get dressed. You have to go. So those came, and I think my sister forgot to take off the earrings or something. So so he went, and he was checking inside. My sister will never forget that. That was really something that I placed in my. He went in the checked if she has something there,
What time of day was it?
Sunday.
It was a Sunday?
Yeah.
What time did you leave your house?
10, 11?
In the morning or?
Yeah, in the
night?
morning.
What did you take?
At night we were already going to the ghetto, and there was with the wagons. What we took, I don't know. I don't remember. I think Mommy took bread, and she gave everybody, I think, something to wear, and that's all.
Did you hide anything?
I did.
Where did you hide?
And I found some because my neighbor gave it to me back.
What did you hide?
I hid my mother's earrings.
And
In the diamond ring, the little diamond ring that she had in her wedding ring. I said, Mommy, this I have to have. I told her.
and where did you hide it?
I had it in somebody else's, so I think one Perina also, a feather. The one I was very hard on it. I sewed it through, I made it. So I put it away, and I told her, my neighbor, listen, that's there, but you don't know about it. I told her they're going to kill you if you're going to know about it. I told her they're going to kill you. So that's how she didn't take it, and she was afraid to take it. And I found it when I came home. So I took, it's a shame that I didn't take it out from the safe. I took earrings when I came home because I had past ears. And my sisters, one took the wedding band, and one took the engagement. That's all we found, but my mother had a lot of jewelry. She put it away, and I don't know till now what she did with it. Never found it.
Did you hide
She had
anything
chains.
else with your neighbors? Did you give them
No.
safe keep anything?
No, that's all I did. No.
How
No.
did your neighbors react to your leaving?
I guess they were stumped too, I guess they were stumped, I guess so. You know what I mean? Everything came so fast, so.
Did you take any religious objects with you?
Not me. My father, I guess, did, because my father was really very religious. Not me. My father, I guess.
Candlesticks? Or
My mother's, I'm sure she did. I didn't.
Where did you go?
We went to a school.
How far?
There was the Ukraina school, they called it.
And how far was the school?
10 minutes, 5 minutes from the house.
And
In the town.
How did you get there?
Walking. In the town.
Did you walk by yourselves or did
No, the whole, my father and mother and the 7 siblings, everybody.
And did
At
anybody
once.
else walk with you, soldiers or?
The Hungarian gendarme, the gendarme. I'm telling you, they were up and down, and they came to take us. I told you before we went out of the backyard or front yard or whatever you want to call it. They saw the little dots there, so they went and they said, Hungarian, take it over, which I didn't understand that I'm Hungarian. Even my parents spoke a little bit. They spoke when they wanted to but I learned in concentration. I'll tell you what's happened there. So He went in my sister's bosom to look for, and you know what? My sister did have a watch and she threw it away. Before she saw because he checked my other sister too. He went and checking her like this and like this. So she saw when he did. So I saw when she threw the watch, but she threw it somewhere in the garden. I never know what's happened with that watch. She had a watch with her, but she threw it away. I saw when she threw it away.
Did they go all the way to the school with you?
They went all the way to school with us.
Were there people watching who go to the school?
Who knows?
On the street?
You know, everything was going so fast. So I don't even know if they were. Everything went, you know, that we were maybe 150 with the children or more in the town. It was just like that. At 10 o'clock they announced, and 11 o'clock they were already in the school. And that school was so small, and all of us, we couldn't breathe when they put us in there. We couldn't breathe even.
Who else was in the school other than the Jewish people?
Nobody else was there that time.
Was there anybody watching you?
Well, the gendarmes.
Inside? They were inside
Outside
or
or inside. They weren't inside. They were outside. Nobody was inside but us.
Was the rabbi with you?
Everybody. Everybody, except maybe God was there too. Tell you the truth. Where he is.
Did the rabbi
Nothing.
Provide any leadership?
Nobody couldn't do nothing. I tell you the truth. You know, people were so fanatic, so dumb. You know, that I'll never forget that the school was maybe as big as this here, you know. And we were there about 170 people with children, with everything. So one of the men fainted. So there was already like boys, modern, only with the little, they didn't have the payers, but already modern. You understand? But, you know, so the father fainted. He fainted. And one of the sons, he had 3 or 4 sons with him. And one of the sons with a hand knocked out and broke the window. Broke the window because he saw the father fainting. So my father was so fanatic. So he says to him, "Die Bittag," you know, like me, you spoiled brat or whatever, I can't tell you. "Why do you do that?" He says, and he says to my father, he says, "Don't you see that my father is dying, he has no heir?" That's how those European people were. I can't explain you. Dumb. They didn't.
How long were you in the school? How long did they keep you in the school?
I think from 10 till about 12 at night, and then they came with the horses. Whoever was, I never looked who, but they had wagons and horses, and they took us to the ghetto, to Mugaj ghetto.
Did you get any food in the...
Not in the school, no.
Did anybody search you in the school?
No, not that I know, no.
Other than the incident you reported about this young man who broke the window,
Yeah.
how did people, what did they talk about? What were they...
Nobody talked about nothing. Nobody talked about nothing. I think they just prayed.
What did you do?
Nothing. Standing in my mother. Nothing. When you come in, it's like when you come in a car accident, you don't know when it's happening. Just when you come in anything, even somebody stops you and you don't know what he wants to do to you. That's how I was. I was a piece of vegetable. I didn't do nothing. Nobody did nothing.
Was there much crying?
No, the children. You know the tiny children, they were crying. A lot.
Where did they take you to?
To Mukach ghetto.
And how far away?
16 kilometers.
And how long did it take to get there?
I think it was an hour. With a horse and carriage, I think an hour. An hour and a half.
How many were you on a carriage?
Who knows? A lot. As many as possible. As many as possible.
And where did you go in the ghetto?
They call it the Teglo jar. Teglo jar. That was the teglo is tiles, you know, bricks.
Yeah.
Bricks. That's
Oh,
what
it's
they
a
make.
brick factory.
They used to make a brick. They used to make bricks there. I think. I never was in Munkac, so I think that's what it was. Teglogyár. So it was. If it's a factory of bricks, must be factory of bricks.
Were you in Munkac itself, or were you
In Munkac.
And the factory was in the middle.
In Munkac. I don't know if it's in the middle on the side, but it's in Munkac. It's a Munkac. Yeah, it's a Munkac.
Was there a fence or a gate around the ghetto?
I don't even remember how it was. I tell you the truth. I don't even remember how it was. It was closed because we were walking around. It was closed, fenced up. I don't know how, but it was closed.
So there
was otherwise, yeah, it was fenced up because we were walking around. We couldn't go out.
Were there police around?
Always. There already we had also Germans.
Yeah.
In Munkac we prepared already Germans there. Yes, there already we saw all kind of. Not anymore so much with the feathers.
The feathers were the Hungarian?
The Hungarian, gendarme they call it, Jandar, yeah. There were already a lot of Germans there.
Where were you in Munkac? In what kind of housing did they put you?
In the ghetto, no housing.
Where did you live?
A room, there was one room, a big room, and they put us together, everybody whoever had room. Yeah, there was no problem.
And that was the brick factory?
Yeah, we were,
Where did
you
sleep there?
On the floor, at the bed. I don't even remember how I tell you the truth, I don't even remember how, but I know it was a big room, a big room, and there was a lot of people there. I guess they were sleeping on the floor for about 6 weeks. I think so.
You were there 6 weeks?
And the Teglogyár, 6 weeks, I think we were there.
And
From Pesach to Shvius, 6 Wochen, yeah?
Yeah.
That's all. So here you got it.
And where did you eat?
Well, they bought in to eat. They bought in bread. They bought in jelly. They bought in. They bought in to eat. Yeah. Everybody went out, and I think in the line to get their. I think everybody was getting there. Went in one side and went in the other side.
And who was giving it out?
All kind of women. There were all kind of women with kerchiefs, with who knows what they had there, you know.
Was there a Judenrat in Munkac ghetto?
I don't know. What do you mean Judenrat? What do you mean?
Was there a committee of Jews?
I'm sure there was.
Was there a leadership?
I'm sure there was, because Munkac had a lot of Jews. Munkac had 70,000 Jews.
But in the
I'm
ghetto,
sure. In the ghetto, I don't know. I don't remember in the ghetto too much what it was. I don't remember.
You were there 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Does anything in that 6 weeks stand out in your memory? Anything
A
special?
lot of things happened. They bought in my friend from the from the forest, because he way to hide himself, because they had a lot of property there, so he thought the people will hide him or something. But they didn't. They gave him over to the gendarmes, and they carried him through the town, till the ghetto, with a horse on the tail tied up.
They dragged.
Exactly. And so on. A lot of things that happened there.
We're going to change our tape again now.
Mm-hmm.
Tape number 3, interview with Bella Lebovic, maiden name Solomon, September 12, 1997. What other special incidents do you remember from the ghetto in Munkac that happened that you saw?
Oh, a lot of dead children in the ghetto. A lot of hitting.
Who was hitting?
The people, the one they were watching. A lot of hitting.
How did the people themselves get along?
No problem. We had no problem.
Were you kept together with the other people from Znacha?
No, not really, because there was everything was mixed up. No, not really. No, we had so much. There was already a problem, you know. No, I don't
Anyone
think.
get sick there? Were you sick there?
In the ghetto, I think my brother had diarrhea or something. Yeah, he was very sick, but he was nobody. Nobody took care. Nobody.
Did anybody try to run away from the ghetto?
Not that I remember. I know from Auschwitz they run. I saw a lot of. I don't remember from the ghetto. I just remember from the ghetto. I was near my mother always. I loved my mother.
Were you ever punished, or did you see anybody else being punished?
No, I saw. Yeah, I saw beating up, but I don't know why. Well, yeah, I saw. Yeah, I saw beating. Children when they were running around. I saw.
Did you have any friends there?
No, what friends? No. No, I didn't go. No, no friends. No, we were together. The family was kept. We were always afraid that somebody's going to be taken over. You know, we were together. Yeah.
Was there any kind of praying, religious service?
Oh, they were always. My father was always praying.
Was there a shul?
They made their own. Sure. My father wouldn't sleep if he wouldn't go to minyan. He wouldn't make mincha marav. There was no such a thing.
And what about the little kids? Did anybody teach them, or were
Nothing.
they kept busy
No. What teach? Where teach? No. Nothing.
Did people do anything social, like playing cards?
No, not there. Not in the ghetto that I know. No.
What did you know about what was going on outside the ghetto?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't care.
Did you know anything?
I didn't know nothing. I know one thing. They took me away and I was there. That's all. And it still didn't sunk in. It's because when I came to Auschwitz, and I was already cut, my hair was cut off, which I went to the life site, as they say, because, you know, when they put you in there, you never knew. They cut off everybody's hair. Whoever was gassed or not, they were cut off. Who came, the hair was cut off. The beards, the hair, whatever, I don't know, but I was on the woman's side, so. The 4 little ones, 5, went with my mother. No, 3 girls went with my mother away. Never saw. That's it. My mother gone. Then my father went with the 2 boys. He had 2 sons and 6 daughters. So he took it. I wish he wouldn't be so close, because if he wouldn't take my brother Simon, he was a year and a half younger than I, he would maybe be alive today, but he was holding on to them like dearly. So we were shaved already. You know, they shaved off the hair and they put on. We didn't have the striped dresses. We had the gray dresses. Long gray dresses, gray, you know. And we walked wherever they took us to the barracks. And here, like, was a little house. All of a sudden I hear, Shema Yisrael. I take a look, it's my father in that house, closed in. He saw us passing by and he began to yell. He recognized us, even without the hair. He did recognize.
To go back to what I asked you,
Yes.
Was there any knowledge of where they were taking you?
Never.
Were there selections?
Yeah.
No.
Never. No.
Did anybody leave before you?
Well, I don't know if they left before me or whatever, but there was no selection. I don't know how. I don't know. I think they were from one side taken, the other side going. So I don't know who was taken. I know when I was taken. It was figured out somehow that. I think they figured out we shouldn't see what's going on.
When did you leave Montpellier?
I think it was a day before Shvius or something. I think a day before Shvius.
And Who went with you?
Everybody,
You all went.
the whole family went.
Can you describe where you went and how you left?
You think I remember? I know one thing that I remember, that we were in a train.
Did you take anything with you? Did they allow you?
Whatever we had there, yeah, we took, yes, yes, yes. We were in the train. The train had little windows, and the windows were closed with how do they call it? Like this, not screen. It's like with things that hurts when you touch, like needles, barbed wire, right? The little windows, the kettle windows, or the kettle trains, or whatever they were, They look like kettle trains, where the horses are taken or whatever.
And who else went?
And they put us in, like a lot of people, that we couldn't even breathe in there. And everything was down there where we were.
Did you know
No bathroom, no nothing.
Did you know anybody else on the train other than
I
your
don't
family?
remember really. I don't remember. I'm sure we did. But it's so long that I don't remember. Why should I say I don't remember? I'm sure, because I'm sure. Maybe not.
Yeah. How long were you on the train?
I don't remember. 8 days or so, or more. I don't even remember.
Did you know which way you were going?
I knew one thing. When they said Krakow, so my father used to mention always, that was his expression. Nicht allem was in Krukemark. That was his expression. So I knew that I am in Krakow with Krukemark, Pole. Otherwise I didn't know nothing. Just because of my father, he always that was his expression. If something happened or something didn't happen, he said, Nicht allemal is in Krukemark. Not always is. That means not always is in Krakow where they sell cows. How they call it? A market. So that's why I knew and that's where they stopped to give us to drink.
And how long did that take?
I don't remember. It must have taken maybe 24 hours or so, till they stopped there, to give us a drink,
Did anything special
Or maybe more,
happen
I don't know.
on the trains?
Yeah.
Your car?
Yeah, my car, somebody died and they throw it out. They had to throw out the person. Yeah.
Did they stop the train?
Not really. I don't know what's happened. But something in my dream, I remember that they had to give taken out or whatever. Yeah. A child. Yeah.
Anything else happen?
Not going towards there. No.
And how did the people behave on the train to each other?
Very bad. And the train was very hard. Very hard.
What made it?
It made it hard because the children wanted to drink. There was nothing to drink. The children, we needed to go where we had to go. There was nowhere to go. I mean, we was not human anymore.
In what way were they treating each other badly?
Whatever you said, you couldn't say. Everybody was.
Was there any physical pushing?
Not physical, maybe a little, maybe something, maybe a little, maybe because you couldn't breathe, you couldn't.
Where did the train stop finally?
In Auschwitz.
When? What time of the day was it? When did
I know it was during the day, but I don't know what time.
I don't mean the hour, but
It was during
night,
the day.
day?
No, during the day we came during the day.
What was the first thing you saw when you
I saw the first thing I saw the girls, the one they called the Fehérken, the white kerchiefs, they called them. Those are the ones they used to help. When the people came in, they used to help.
Who were they?
They were the same thing. These people, maybe from Hungary, maybe from us, maybe from somewhere else, but
They were Jewish?
concentration people.
Women?
Women.
And they're called Feyer?
Fehérkendish.
Kendish?
Yeah, Fehérkendish.
What
White.
does that mean?
That means white kerchiefs.
Kerchiefs?
White kerchiefs. Yeah.
And their role
And
was what?
their role was to help to to talk nice and to say no, never mind, nothing will happen, everything is okay, and blah blah blah. To
And
it
did
shouldn't
they?
be. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Matter of fact, a lot of people that had children. A lot of people that had children, and they wanted, and they were young, themselves young people, like young mothers, 18, 20 years old. And they wanted to go, no mother wants to give away a child. So they used to, they were Hungarian, now I remember, they were from Budapest. Those were first taken. They used to say, in Hungarian, give away the child is not going to have what to eat. Give it there it's going to have to eat. They didn't say, if you're not going to give away the child, they're going to kill you. You understand?
Yeah.
They said, give away.
And then what did you see? What else did you see there when you first got off?
Then I saw how everybody went in and they cut the hair for everybody. Right away. I'm telling you, my father was still alive. My father was still putting away in the side there. They had no room. They had no room to burn them because he was still alive. Because my father saw us still, so they brought in so much of us that they had no time to do away with the people.
Were you separated at all from your family?
Yeah, right away. The men were separate, and my mother went with the children. My mother was gone.
How many lines were there?
Lines? Oh, who knows? Oh, who knows?
And who was guarding you?
That was already couples, and that was already from the lager, couples.
How did you know where to go, which line to go to?
I didn't go on a line.
How did you know where to go?
What they tell me, that's what I did.
And who told you?
The couples.
The couples told you.
Yeah, they said go in there, and they're gonna shave off your hair. So we went.
They told you that?
Yeah, they said. Yeah, they're gonna shave off your hair. I think
why?
they said. No, never said. Nothing. Nobody said. No,
who were you with when they shaved?
My sisters, 2 sisters.
And how did that go? Were you dressed or undressed when they shaved your hair?
No, undressed. I had to be undressed. They had to shave all over.
And who did the shaving?
I think the woman did it. I think woman did it. Yeah.
And what else did they do? Were you searched?
No, everything was there. There's nothing to be searched anymore. Everything was taken off. I mean, everything was left there. My shoes, everything is left there. I got already. I was shaved, and we went in a place where there was like a bridge, but with holes, like holes the bridge had, but a bridge like a bridge when you pick it up or something, it looked like like a bridge, and there was they looked like showers, but I don't know. When I walked in, I felt like gas, but I don't think it was gas or not. I don't know. I felt like, but I didn't. I don't know. The truth, I don't know. I know one thing, that I went in with my 3 siblings, made sure we are always together, and when we went in, they showered us. They put shower on us. We showered, and then we went into a room where we went out. They gave us the gray dresses, and they gave us like sandals. It was like something like from straw or something it was, and that's all. And then we marched. Then we went to wherever they took us, to the bungalows, to the barracks. Barracks.
Did
Yeah.
you have a number on your barracks?
I don't remember the number. I tell you the truth.
And which camp was this?
I was in A.
Other
A, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then what happened?
Then I told you my father saw us and what's happened. He saw us. Then I was there, and then they took me out from there, me, to work, only me, to the Bay Lager.
to Lager B.
Yeah, I
How
worked.
many were there in Lager A?
Oh, I don't know, a lot.
And how long were you in Lager A?
I was there. Well, I was in Auschwitz.
No.
I think I was there about 6, 7 weeks in Auschwitz.
In Lager A? How long did you stay in Lager A?
Only Lager A.
Only Lager A.
Only a Lager A.
And who was your capo?
I don't even remember my capo in the working, which I should have, because one was a very nice. The man was a very nice fellow, and I don't remember.
But in Lager A, was it a
There
woman
was-
capo?
There was
man
a woman.
And
Woman.
where was she from? Do you remember?
No,
You only had one capo
there was more than one.
in that Lager A?
And sure,
How many?
there was maybe 3, 4, or 5. There was a lot of people in that lager. We went out. We went out to the appel. We went out in the morning to the to the counting. Maybe there was more lagers connected or something. I don't know.
Were there
But
barracks?
barracks.
Different numbers in Lager
Yeah.
A?
Yeah. No, not a Lager A. Lager A was Lager A. I don't know what's going on there. But when we went, when we went out to the appel in the morning, doesn't matter if it was snow or whatever, there were women couple with dogs, and if you didn't stay or you didn't have strength to stay, the dog picked you up and you had to stay. You had to stay.
Did you ever have to get picked up by the dog?
Once I was fainting. The wasn't bad, because when I saw when the Holland people came in, then I knew it's finished, because they came in and it took 24 hours. They were swallowing that.
And they came into
Holland
your lager?
people didn't live
And they came into
in
your lager?
our lagers, positively in our lagers, positively, because the lagers, they were A, B's. It was. Yeah. I don't even know how those numbers were going, but I know one thing, that I was in the A lager, and every day, I saw that people swollen on the floor. Doesn't matter if it wasn't appel time or not appel time. There was like 20 people on the floor swollen up. Beautiful, tall, blonde woman, Holland Jewish woman. We had only women there.
How many were you in a bunk?
We were 4 bunk, and that's a sleeping thing. 4 in the bed.
Who was with you?
My sisters, and then my best friend. I had 4 or 5. Yeah.
And how many bunks were there?
A lot. 6, 7, 8. I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Did you work in Lager A?
I worked the Lager B. I did work the
What
Lager
did you
B.
do in Lager A all day?
Lager A, nothing. Stayed appel, and then went in the line for the little soup, and then nothing. But I worked the Lager B.
But in
Worked by the
Lager
bread.
A, when you weren't standing in appel and going for the food, could you talk or do anything?
We talked to each other. We talked. We saw what was going on. We saw people. We were not far from the wires. People jumping the wires. We saw that people on the wires and Auschwitz, because it was divided like men and women. The women were on this side, the men were on the other side.
Did anybody in Lager A have a special privilege in your
Oh,
lager?
always.
Who got the special privileges?
The one they knew the language, I guess. And the one that were beautiful, and the one that were more educated, I guess. The one they came ahead of us, or whoever. Yeah, that was, I'm talking from Auschwitz.
Yeah.
That's from Auschwitz.
Did anybody have any personal relationship or sexual relationship?
Not
with
that
the,
I know. I never
with
saw
the,
that.
Capo?
I never saw that.
Were there gypsies in the lager?
When we came, I saw gypsies. When we came, I saw gypsies.
Where were
On the side where my mother went. Where my mother went, on the
where
side.
did your mother go?
My mother went. When I came in, My mother went that way down, that way. When I came from this way, they took away my mother and they sent them away that way. That's where I saw gypsies.
And what were they doing?
Walking around there, children and women.
Did you encounter them anymore in your?
Not only there. No, in Auschwitz I didn't see gypsies anymore. No, only when I came, never saw. Where I was, there was only Jewish people. Where I in the A lager and B lager, whatever.
Were there many selecties? Were there any selecties?
Well, I was selected. Yes, I was selected.
You were selected.
I was selected twice, but we were the first time I went through, and then the next day again, and went through. I was very skinny, very, very bad looking and everything. So my sisters, first of all, we used to divide each other because we looked alike, so we shouldn't be together. Mengele shouldn't see that we are sisters, you know. And then they selected. There was, and we knew. Then we knew already who goes down and there, down and left, and it goes for that. We knew that we knew already.
So how did
that
you,
we knew already.
How did
Well,
you,
we were lucky. We went through Mengele, and they took us, put us in maybe a couple of hours. You think, so many years. I think about 12 hours. They put us on those things where they mud carrying around the little wagons, but it was, and they took us to Stutthof. To work.
Was that
means
Lager,
for working people.
Were you you said you were in Lager B?
Yeah, from Lager A. I was only working during the day in Lager B.
And but you stayed in Lager A, and you worked in Lager B. And what kind of work did you do?
I carried bread.
Carrying bread.
Right. For a while. For the lagers, wherever they sent me, wherever they told me to go.
How did you know that as sisters you should be separated? What?
Oh, we knew already what was going on.
What
I told you, we knew already that
what
time.
What did you know?
We knew that the selection, if you go to left, it's not good.
But what did you know about sisters?
They were, we were saying, always when they said always it's better not to stay together. They shouldn't to tear us apart. Our mind did it. My mind did it. My sister said, let's not stay together because we look alike. Let's be separate. Better.
Did you have
if one goes and one doesn't go,
Did you have any knowledge about the medical treatment of twins?
No,
sisters?
I knew they do it, but I never had knowledge.
How did you know they did it?
They were talking about it there. Yes. They were talking that twins are taken separate, and they said that they take blood from them. They want to know how twins are coming. We knew something, but we didn't know exactly.
When you say they knew,
the Germans.
Who told you?
There was a lot of gossip going around there too. There was a lager A, a lager B, a lager C, a lager D. There was a lot of going on there. So we did it. We tried to always. We did it always. Also, when we went to Stutthof, I went to Stutthof. Also, when they selected us again, so also the same thing. We did separate. So, but there didn't happen. There, my sister was taken away to Branov, my older sister.
When were you selected for Stutthof?
When? Well, I don't know. After 6 or 7 or 8 weeks, I was in Auschwitz.
And how was that done?
I told you how.
Mengele?
Yeah, Mengele put us on the site where to go to work.
Yeah.
And they load us up later, I don't know when. I didn't know where I'm going. First of all, I thought I'm going to the death somewhere because they were dressed in black, our policemen. Black. It was so scary. It was so scary. They were dressed practically everything in black. from bottom to the top, like monsters. They looked to me.
How many were you going to on that trip?
About 10 of those wagons, of those things.
What
And
kind of wagon?
There was like when you put in mud, to, open little wheels,
open
train, open little. It wasn't like a train. No, that wasn't a train. It was an open basket, a big thing where they put in mud to travel from one place to the other. We weren't there. Open. Everything was open. But we had a lot of those watch cars and black dressed. A lot.
And when did you find out where you were going?
Never. Till I wasn't there.
How long did that take?
When I was there, and then yet I had to know where I am.
No, but how long did it take you to get to Stuttgart?
Oh, maybe a whole day or so. I can't tell you exactly, but a whole day or so, or maybe a day and a night. I don't. Maybe a day and a night.
Did they feed you?
There? Oh, that was a pit. They feed us with spinach, but that spinach was all sand. And everybody was so sick. I was very sick in Auschwitz too, diarrhea, which I was sitting there and excuse me on the floor and kvetching. But there was there was the pits. There we were eating nothing but spinach, and that spinach had nothing but sand. Wasn't, I guess, taken out and boiled or whatever. Very sick. There was a lot of people dying in there in that Stutthof. A lot of them. And, we were in Stutthof, and we were here, and was barracks. There must be military barracks or whatever. And here was the ocean right away. The ocean, big, horrendous ocean. That was Stutthof.
Where did they put you in Stutthof?
In a barrack.
Barrack?
Yeah.
What
beautiful
was
barracks.
What was the barrack like?
Beautiful barracks. Beautiful. Military barracks, I guess they must have been. Beautiful. Yeah.
And how many of you were in a bed? Or were you in beds?
I don't know how it was, how many we were in the bed. There was a lot of beds in there. There was like military barracks, yeah.
Were you given anything else there?
I'm telling you, we had nothing but spinach, maybe a piece of bread sometimes, but I don't remember. We were there about 6 weeks. No clothing. That's it. No clothing. No clothing.
What did you do in Stuttgart?
Nothing. Just sitting and having diarrhea, excuse me, that's all.
Did you have a couple there?
Hmm?
Who was the couple?
Oh, there were plenty of couples there.
Did you have any relationship with any of them?
No, I don't. No.
Were you ever mistreated by a couple?
I was in Auschwitz hit once by a blonde one. I was once hit in Auschwitz, yeah, but not in Stuttgart, no.
I'm going to change our tape again.
Yes, okay.
Tape number 4, interview with Bella Lebovic, maiden name Solomon, September 12th, 1997. Were your sisters with you in Stutthof?
Yes.
Were you always together?
Yes, till Stutthof, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how long were you in Stutthof?
Couple of weeks, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't remember, but a couple of weeks, till there was a selection again.
But before the selection, what did you do other than eat
Nothing.
Did anything of any event happen?
Nothing.
Did you know what was going on?
Nothing.
And who did the selection this time?
Again, somebody that I don't know. That one I don't know.
And did you know what people were being selected for?
No, we didn't know. But we knew that more or less we're going to go for work. We knew, more or less. They told us that for work. Because, in Stutthof we did work a little bit. We did. A farmer came and took us, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What kind of farmer?
Some farmer there, whatever. Who he was, I don't know, but he came. We picked carrots once from the ground. And then another day he came one and we took off, I think, cabbage or something. Yeah, we did work something for a while, yeah. Just came into my mind. Mm-hmm.
What kind of farmer was he?
I would never know who he was. I know one thing, that they took us there and we worked till we went home.
How
Never
were you
know.
treated?
No, nothing. It didn't bother us.
After the selection in Stuttgart, where did you go?
I went to Bydgoszcz. They took us to Bydgoszcz with my oldest sister. But the oldest, Celia, she was selected to Branov. She went to Branov. So I never saw her till we didn't come home.
When you got home, you saw her?
Yeah.
And what did you do? No, first of all, how did you get to Bydgoszcz?
You know, I don't remember. I don't remember. I think they took us in trucks. I think. But
Do you remember how long it took?
No, don't remember.
And what did you do in Bydgoszcz?
On Bydgoszcz, I worked first I worked in the munition place, which till I found out, you know, the munition, because I couldn't breathe. Then they took me out. They saw that I'll do better in the Schutzgraben. We made holes for the pipes, for I don't know, it was water pipes or gas pipes. So I worked outside. We made hole, digged, and then we pushed the mud somewhere else with, and that's what my whole, how many months? 8, 9 months was that job there.
What were you making actually in those?
Oh, they were making horrendous big pipes put on the ground. What the pipes were, I don't know.
And the munitions?
And we were making the holes.
And what kind of munitions were you?
When I was in the munition, also I had with the pipes, pipes they were preparing there to do something. And I never know what's happened, but some gas was open and I couldn't breathe, and they took me out and they never sent me there. So I don't know what was going on in there. For a while I was just with the munition. Where
were you housed in Bydgoszcz?
Oh, in a barrack.
How many?
Oh, a lot of barracks we had there. Oh, there was a lot of people there.
How many were in your barrack?
Oh, my barrack? 20 people. You know, it was a long barrack.
And who guarded you?
Well, also a woman was there that guarded, and then was a man. He was the Lagerältester. He was a very nice man. He was with our doctor. She was a Litve, you know. And he was an angel. He was an angel. He helped a lot. He looked away a lot. She was taking care of his children. And I had pneumonia, double pneumonia. It was the 4th month, I think, when I was there. And I couldn't breathe, and I was very, very, very sick, double pneumonia. And she came in, it was like in the afternoon, like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And she said, Belkala, because, you know, Ludwig. She says, we're going to give you a lot of pillows tomorrow, please, tomorrow I'm going to the Lagerältest. I have to be there to give something to the kids. And I'll bring you a pill and you're going to be all right. As long as you go through the night, she told me, you know. And in the morning she came with a pill and she gave me, it didn't take maybe 4 hours and I was a different person. But I was very sick after that. The tubercle went into my eye and I was suffering for years with my eye, bleeding a lot, which I went in and where was it? In hospital. I don't remember, in Poland somewhere. I was for about 6, 7 weeks in the hospital with the eye. But I went through hell with that eye. I suffered a lot. So I never went back to, I worked then in the hospital with her. She really liked me because her children were eaten and she begged always, you know, when she gave a needle for a child to kill, you know, because, you know, the woman came pregnant there.
Oh, you mean to abort?
Yeah, no, they had it. They didn't abort because this man didn't look away. He left to carry out. There was nobody aborting. If they have to abort, they kill you. Nobody knew that you're pregnant. If they would know that you're pregnant, you're not alive. You're taken away, you know. But this man was an angel, as I said. I never know the name. And he, you know, you carried out the full month, But when the baby was born, she right away tell the mother, because the baby cries, it comes out, because I was there, I was helping. And she right away said, oh, das Kind hat geweint, aber das Kind lebt nicht, to the mother. Das Kind ist gestorben. She took it out, das Kind ist gestorben, but she never told the mother that she had to give a morphine or something to the child, which I was there. I saw. I watched people too. I watched that people.
Did these women come in already pregnant?
Sure, they came from home pregnant, sure. Yeah, 1, 2, whatever.
How did you arrange to work with this doctor?
I didn't arrange nothing. I was very sick and she didn't want to let me go out anymore. So she took me in as a helper. She put out somebody else, and she took me in as a helper because I was very sick and I helped. I was, I never was a cranky person. Even if I was sick, I always was,
And did you have any special favors from this Lagerdeltiste?
Never special favors. What he did with the doctor, this is something magic. This is magic, what he did. Well, there was a man, an angel, I'm telling you, he looked away. He was going around like, playing big shots, but he didn't want to see. He trusted, his life was in her hands, in the doctor's hand, I think, because she did such a good job. Nobody should see what's going on. Nobody should know what's going on in that revier. They call it revier, the hospital revier. So, so you never knew. But if you stood with him, he made believe that he's the worst thing in the world, but he was not.
Anything else happen in Big Dush?
No. I used to go out to work when I worked, before I went into the hospital. In the 4 months that I used to go out to work for a soup every Sunday, for a soup, They gave us a soup for lunch, and we worked the whole day for the soup. That's what I used to do.
What kind of work?
Well, whatever they gave us, I don't remember, but they always came another contractor and took us and watched that and brought us back.
In Big Dush,
There was a pea soup, potato pea soup. It was very delicious, and whoever was lucky to go for that soup was really lucky. And there was a soup that soup kept you for the whole week.
How many days did you work?
When I worked,
Yeah.
every day.
Every day. Did you get
Every day.
anybody not work on?
Every day. Not.
On
I don't know
Sunday?
about Sunday, Monday. No, I don't think so.
Were you aware of the calendar when it was Jewish holiday?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I cared. Not me.
What
I
about
don't think
the
so.
other women?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Did anybody daven? Any of the women
But there was
pray?
no. I'm sure there was praying woman. I'm sure there was. I'm sure.
Did you?
I know. Yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, there were.
You knew
Don't forget there was older woman between us too. The Mrs. Weiss, the one I washed. I did her right. I washed her and put her in a. I took out the straw from the mattress, straw mattress, from the hospital, and I put in the body in there. She was a very religious woman too. There was older people and there was
then
young
what did you do
children.
with her?
Oh, we took her to a cemetery. I'm telling you, this lager.
Buried her.
We made the bracha. The doctor, she knew how to do this. Yeah, nobody big thing. She was taken to a cemetery.
And did you ever see other people pray?
From the lager, from the working lager. No, I don't know. Not the woman, maybe the man, but I wasn't near man. I wasn't near man.
What kept you going?
I don't know. I just ate whatever I found. That's what kept me going. I was always a big eater, and my sister couldn't eat, and she came home and she died because she couldn't drink even the milk that they gave her when she came in, because they gave them milk because they were poisoned in the factory. She worked for, I think, for Kruk or something. My Goldie, and she couldn't drink it. She was always a very bad eater home too. So. She didn't make it. I was an eater. I ate anything. I never saved. My sister saved and somebody else stole it. They stole it. You slept and somebody took it away and she didn't have what to eat. And I used to tell her, Goldie, eat it. Eat, because whatever is in your stomach, you know it's in there. She couldn't. And the moment she got up, she didn't have nothing. Because that's what it was. Everybody was very, very hungry. That was. I'm talking about the working already lager. I'm not talking about Auschwitz. It's the working in Bydgoszcz.
How long did you stay in Bydgoszcz?
Oh. 4, 5, 6 months. I don't remember.
Where did you go from Bydgoszcz?
That was the death march. That was,
yeah.
oh my God.
How did they?
My God, but they killed out.
How did they?
Well, they chased. They were running. They were running for their life, and they killed us.
Did you know what was going on in the war at that point? What was happening?
We were talking about. We saw when we saw a plane. We would say, "Oh, I hope it's coming, gonna save us." Whenever we saw something going on, but we didn't really know nothing. Just, we were talking. You saw a plane. I said, "Oh, I hope it's a Russian or an airplane, American. I hope that it's going to save us." You hope. Life is, you always hope that tomorrow is going to be better. But that's all. No, I didn't know when, where, when, what. And when they took us, when they tried to, then we heard already what was going on, shooting and everything. So who knows? I don't even know where I was. We were going for 6 weeks. I don't know where.
How did you?
Walked.
You walked. How many?
Cold, in the Jena. Oh, was how many? Oh, you saw them all over here. You saw them here. You saw them there. You saw them on the floor. My cousin, my friend. My other cousin. All of them. I was sitting and waiting for my cousin. I liked her a lot. One was from my also father's side, and her name was Pearl, and she was a beautiful girl, and she went through hell because they made them Polish. That's the one. They came back and went then to Auschwitz. Came back from whatever, went into Auschwitz. Came home, went into Auschwitz. She was already, when she came back, she had already cut off her fingers from the Russian, whatever. So she was a very, very soft, nice, soft, beautiful, gorgeous, tall girl. And we went in a place, in a stall, where we were sleeping for an hour or two, and this girl couldn't get up. And I said, "No, Perl, I'm not going to leave you here. You're going to go with me. I'm not leaving you." And she was crying and begging, "Bail, go, because they're going to kill you too. I'm going to die, and I'm not going to, I can't," she says. "That's it, I can't." She says, "That's it, I can't go, that's it. So why should you stay here? Go." She begged me to go, so I left it.
How many of you were walking at the same time? How many?
A lot. Oh, who knows? 50, 100, who knows? There was, I'm telling you, there was all over that stretch. You had a lot of groups that are walking, laying on the. So many were dead. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's just all over was dead people because they couldn't walk. It was cold, very cold. We were weak anyhow.
Were you allowed to talk?
We not really, but we did. Not really. They were warning us if we talk, they're gonna kill us. They were shot. There was nothing to shoot. They were shot. That's it. There was nothing. It took a second.
What did they do with the bodies?
They left them laying there. They were running. They left them laying there.
Did you know where you were heading?
No.
North, south?
Never. How can I know?
Did you pass any cities or villages?
No, when I was free already, then I passed. When there were nobody, then I passed. Then I passed Warsaw, then I passed Prague. No, with them, I don't know what I passed. No, they were not in the cities. They were in the side streets.
Did you see any people? Did people see you marching?
Marching, not too much. No, because there were highways. They maybe the one passed by with a car, not in the towns. They made sure they didn't go in the town. No, no, that's what I remember.
Where did you end up?
In Poland somewhere. But it was near, I think Stettin I was in the hospital. Stettin. Yeah, I think that's where I wound up in the hospital, yes. So I must have ended up in Stettin. And I was there in the hospital. They helped me.
Who put you in the hospital?
I put myself in the hospital. Then already everybody was for themselves.
Had you already been liberated?
Even my sister.
Were you liberated before?
I was very liberated that time when I was in
Where
Stettin.
were you liberated?
Near Stettin somewhere in Poland.
Do you remember the day?
I think March.
But you remember what happened. How did it happen that day?
How it happened? We went then we went in, then it was war. It was war. Shooting, you know, you saw the horses falling down. You saw war. So we went in a bunker. In a bunker we went in. And it was a farm, a big farm. And we found a bunker in that farm. And that's the farm where the war was cutting through. They were already, that was already under the Russian, I guess, because there was no more German. They got lost. They disappeared. We went in a bunker, and there I lost a lot of family too, because my family was very big. We had a lot of, cousins. There were honey was pickled, whatever. There was a lot of stuff to eat because the Germans was chased away, or whoever lived there, and they overloaded themselves and they busted there. They died there, a lot. In the base, in the. I was here. There was a little window, and I saw how the horses are turning over when they were shot. That's how close I was near. How close we were near the war.
Did you speak to any Russians?
No. Well, not really. I saw them, but no. I was there in the thing, and there was going on a lot of things at night. There were the Russian. There was going on a lot of things, and I don't know. The kids were yelling. I don't know what was going on at
By
night.
a lot of things, what do you mean? Between whom and whom?
The girls and the soldiers, I think, because it was yelling at night, and the girls were yelling. I don't know what was going on, something. But then I was 2 days with them, and then I stopped. I couldn't see MRI, and I went off that thing. And my sister went, well, I left. Then I already parted from my sister. I didn't care because I felt I'm dying. I don't see MRI. And it was bleeding. And I went to Szczecin then, to the hospital. I was asking for a hospital. And then I don't know what was going on. But it was a lot of.
The hospital?
I took myself.
Oh.
Myself. Nobody took me, nothing.
Were the Russians mistreating Jewish girls or German girls?
For a while, I think it was going on. I think so. Yelling I heard at night.
Were you ever at risk?
No, no, not me. No.
How did you
Not
know
me.
where there was a hospital?
I asked. How did I find my uncle in America? I thought, I looked for Sredne, Sheridan Avenue. I thought it's Sredne. Sheridan Avenue here in the Bronx. So I call up Sheridan Avenue, and Sheridan Avenue, I find my cousin living there. I says, listen, I come from there and there, and I'm looking for a family. I know my mother has here brothers. And she says to me, he couldn't speak, so he went off the phone. He says, here, my wife, because I couldn't speak English. I couldn't open my mouth in English when I came here. I didn't know. I knew nothing but to say aspirin and baby, that's all. But my child had 104 fever at one night in Shakespeare Avenue, where I lived. She slept on the floor. I went through hell here. So I stopped a policeman, and I spoke to him. I said, my baby, aspirin. I didn't know nothing English, not a word. So that's how I found there. I'm not, I'm very open. I'm very open with everything.
Could you describe the hospital? What kind of a hospital?
Nuns, all the nuns in the world. Yes, very nice.
And what language were they speaking?
Polish. Big Stettin
How
hospital.
long were you there, and how did
I was there. I must have been there for 2-3 weeks, maybe.
and how did they help you?
Oh, they helped me. They did the job, and they helped me.
Did they know who you were?
I guess so, I told him. They knew. There was going on a lot that time with man, man there was a lot of thing going on. Paul had a lot of Jews there like this working.
Was there any anti-Semitism in the hospital?
No, no, no. I didn't go through Semitism. When I came home, a lot of people had a lot of trouble home. They were killed and everything. I didn't have problem. I didn't have problem. My town, I didn't have problem. After the war, I did not have problem with people. No.
When you were in Stettin, did you have contact with
Nobody.
anyone in your family?
Nobody. There was no family. No. What am I going to look? My sister, I didn't know where she. My sister went home. My sister went home. I don't know where she, but she was home. When I went away, I didn't feel good. I told her, "You go home. I don't feel good. I don't feel I'll make it. I don't feel I'll make it because I had a lot of pain. My whole side was like burning up. I felt like I'm losing my mind. It was painful. It was running blood from my, I still have, it's damaged my eye. Very bad, but thank God I see on it, so it didn't damage my pupil. So I told my sister, go home. She didn't feel good. She didn't feel good. So I said, you go home, and you're going to find Cyril home. I'm sure Cyril is going to come because from Branov, my sister. And they did find each other. Then I went home too. Now we were home.
Were they looking for you? Do you know?
But they were home. They knew if I'll feel good, I'll come home. There was nothing to look for. There was war. You couldn't look for nothing. There was nothing. You can't look.
When did
I got home April.
Was the war over?
Over us. But us, the war was a long time over. If they would take us away another 2-3 months, they would never take us because Russia was there. They made sure they take out the Jews from there. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable what was going on inside.
What did you find when you got home?
What I found? Somebody living in our house.
Who?
Somebody, and one of the town people. Not Jewish because there was nobody.
What did you do?
I just told him to move out of my house, and he didn't want. So I went to. It was a very. I went to Mukac, and I went to the party, to the Communist Party, to the main office, and I said, "Listen, this is my house. We came home 3, and there are plenty houses." I said, in not several, plenty houses. Please make him to move. There are nicer houses, new houses that they are empty. Nobody came home. Nobody. There were 50, 100 houses that nobody came. The family was gone. He told me he's not going to move out. But I came with a note. He moved out. Didn't do nothing to me. He moved out. And we moved in.
Were your neighbors still
And
there?
I wasn't long there. Pardon me?
Were your neighbors still there?
Yeah. My neighbor, when I came to see my sister in 1965, she was almost 100 years old. She didn't see, she didn't hear, but she saw me, she heard me. And she was crying. I wish I would prepare that picture. How she was waiting near the house and crying for me. She didn't know, even all the people there, the town people there, they were crying. They say they don't believe that. How she is so senile, but she knows that Baila came. But in Russia they called me. She knew that I came, and she was crying.
How did they greet you?
Very well. Oh, let me tell you something. It's a shame that I didn't have a film. Very nice. One came with kukuruza, with corn cooked in an apron, and she in Russian she says, "Bailachka, Bailachka. Take it fast because my tinker's going to get burnt." That's how friendly they were to me.
Did they have anything of your parents and your family?
And only that was when I came home before that I found my...
Well, that's what I meant. When you first came.
That's when the earring
treat
of...
all
I'm
of
telling you, nothing. Nobody bothered me. Just it bothered me that this guy was living in my house because it was my parents' house. And I wanted, why should I go and live in somebody else's house when I have my father's house there?
Were there other people that you knew that were still alive? And I'm talking about when you came back after.
Nobody came back.
1940.
Nobody came back to the town. Nobody.
What about
The town was a ghost town of Jews. No.
What about the Ukrainians or the Czech people? Did any of them recognize you?
Everybody recognized me.
Did they help you?
They didn't help me, but they were nice. I mean, I didn't need their help, really.
How
I didn't
long did
need
you stay?
Not long. Very little.
What does that mean?
Maybe 6 weeks. I stood. But my sister stood forever there. You know, she just passed away there.
Why did you leave?
I left because I wanted to leave, plainly. I just wanted to go away from there.
And your sister?
My sisters didn't go away. They,
Why?
one was sick, which she died a year later, had a baby and died. And this one, she didn't. She got married and she stood there. And I went away. I ran. I always ran. I didn't stay in one place. I'm an active flyer.
And where did you run to?
To Czechoslovakia, to Prague.
When you came back
Very hard.
in
They had
1940,
I had to be dressed as a soldier to be able to go through the Galicia, Jasin. It was very hard to go to Czechoslovakia from us because it was very, very, very Russian there that time. When I came, USSR had it in 1945. So, but somebody helped me to go through the granic, how they call it, the border.
what were your goals? Where were you running to? Did you know?
I thought always that somebody promised me. I was in Mukac first. Then I went till I didn't get my house. He promised that you come to Czechoslovakia and I'll send you away to Israel, because I had a boyfriend and he lived in Israel. You know, it's kids. I was 16 years old. You know, I told you I was all over. So I had, you know, and they never sent me. I was disappointed.
I'm going to change your tape again.
Yes, dear. But I hope that's it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.